In today's video, why cardio is a waste of time for fat loss, and I'm going to explain the number one exercise to lose your belly fat. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and guys and girls, I've been going through this journey for the better part of the last 30 years of my life, and I love helping you guys reach your goals. And recently I went through a transformation, looked something like this. I was around 230 pounds. I've lost a lot of body fat. As you can see, I'm down here. Here's kind of currently what I'm looking like, right? And my goal is to help you guys lose belly fat. And I got a great question on my Instagram direct message. Essentially, the question boils down to this. There's a lot of information out there that says cardio is a waste of time for fat loss. Can you explain? And certainly I want to explain why I think that certainly can be true. The first thing I want to address is this idea that cardio is overrated when it comes to losing belly fat. And I can certainly agree with that, but it all comes down to a few things. First, our understanding of what belly fat is and how we get rid of it. Second, our understanding of what cardio is and what it is not. I think most of us have a direct association with cardio or cardiovascular exercise. Most people, if you ask them, they would say it's one of two things. It's either going for a run or like a bike ride, or it's doing something like a sprint, right? These two forms of exercise are certainly cardio, but they are neither the exercise that I would suggest you do if your goal is simply to lose body fat and lose belly fat. I would suggest you go for a jog if you want to get good at endurance exercise. I would suggest you go for a sprint if you want to get better at sprinting or do something that's more explosive. If your goal is to lose belly fat, let's talk about the process of losing belly fat and how that happens. It does not happen simply through losing a little bit of body fat. It happens through enduring quite a bit of fat loss, depending on how heavy you are. For most men, we're talking about getting down to somewhere around 10, 12% body fat before you have a visible defined core. For women, you're probably looking at 15 to 18% body fat, as women inherently just carry a little bit more body fat. So how do we get there? Well, we can't get there just by going for a jog every day or by running a couple sprints every day, because there are some things that must happen for a long period of time for us to reach our goals. First and foremost, we must be willing to accept the fact that we're going to have to lose body fat for a long period of time. And if you don't love jogging, which you probably don't if you've never done it before, then you're probably not going to keep up with jogging. So we want to talk about sustainability. We also want to understand how body fat comes off. My favorite analogy, I talk about it all the time, is the paper towel roll, right? The paper towel roll, if you look at the fat part of the paper towel, the outside, that's going to be the body fat that comes off first, okay? The last part of the body fat, when we get close to that center of that paper towel roll, for most of us, that's going to be when the fun stuff starts to happen. The lower back fat, the lower abdomen fat, clear and defined core. But oftentimes the body fat that's going to come off first. Now for men, I typically notice the back, the upper back in particular will clear up. I also notice sometimes I'll get some separation in my arms, more in my limbs. And then as I get leaner, it'll move more towards the center around here. And this is when it can get us to a good spot. So a lot of people will talk about exercises for losing belly fat, associating those exercises with training your core. And while I certainly agree with the idea of training your core for the performance and the benefit of having good stability, right? You want to have good stability in your core. It connects the upper and lower body. However, doing ab exercises are not going to get you abs. They're not going to get you less body fat. What they will do is give you more defined muscle groups, okay? But if you can't see those muscle groups, it's not really going to help. So certainly the best exercise for losing belly fat is not an ab exercise. However, certainly include them in your training routine, specifically so that you can have good definition when you lose the body fat. We don't want to get down and realize we have no muscle there. So I always suggest when losing body fat that the primary focus be around resistance training, especially if you want to have that ripped look. Ripped or shredded, most people associate that with a lot of muscle and low body fat, okay? So the number one exercise, sorry guys, it's not going to be an ab exercise, but wait till the end of the video, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. So let me explain the 2 steps that you need to lose body fat so that you can get to the physique that you're after. The 2 steps are going to include 2 things. Now, we've all heard the idea that exercise is not going to get us where we need. It's all about diet. Well, I disagree with this. I think there are 2 steps. It is diet and it is activity. So let's talk about our diets. What does your daily routine look like? Do you have any idea what your total calories are? If you don't, that's likely where you need to start, okay? I would never suggest someone undertake an exercise program to lose body fat with having no accountability or no idea where their calories at. And if you don't even know where to start, guys, I've got you free. Prophysique.com/calculator. Go there, put in your age, put in your activity level, put in a bunch of information. It's going to calculate your total daily energy expenditure, and it's going to calculate for you how many calories you should be eating to gain weight, to maintain weight, to lose weight rapidly. It's also going to help you break down how those calories, how those macros should look. It even helps you break down your meals. Why, guys? I get these questions all the time, and I just want to provide value. Okay, if you don't need direct coaching from us, which you can get at prophysique.com, you can start this process on your own and get a better understanding, take some accountability for your actions, and figure out what it takes to lose that body fat. So now we've got some accountability. You've done the nutrition. What is the number one exercise? So you heard me talk earlier about the idea of cardio. We all have this idea of cardio that is jogging, that it is sprinting, that is maybe playing sports, something that really gets your breathing deeper, makes you break a sweat. But very few people of us associate walking with exercise. However, the definition of cardio is a rhythmic exercise that increases your resting heart rate. Well, walking does fit that description, so technically it is exercise. However, the real reason that I love to use walking is because, well, I'm going to explain how we start looking like this and how I get to here, and the only thing I do is change my walking. So let's start with your daily activity. How many steps are you taking per day? You don't know? Well, let me guess. You get up, you drive to work, you sit at a desk, you drive home, you go to the gym for an hour maybe, and then you sit back down. When I did this, I was tracking my average daily steps at 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day. That's right, 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day. No problem there. However, when I decided to make a change and focus on getting between 5,000 and 10,000 steps a day, a few positive changes happened. My body composition improved, meaning I had a little bit more less body fat, a little better energy, but also I noticed that my hunger changed. So what does this getting steps count? Well, it just means you get up, you go to the mall, maybe you park a little further from work, maybe you take the stairs at work, maybe every time you have an opportunity to do something, you walk there instead of driving there. If you have some opportunities to move more, you take them. And if we look at our day, look around us, maybe after our meals, we can go for a walk, depending on what your situation is like. Or if you're so busy at work, maybe you need to be like me. Maybe you need to have a treadmill at your house. I get up every morning before my day gets started, before the kids are awake, before my clients start emailing me, before my videographer starts begging me for footage so I can put out some YouTube content, before anybody gets their claws into my day, I have already done my exercise cardio for the day, and it's just walking. So why do I love walking? Well, it can start as an outside walk. But as we hit a plateau with our walking, some of us don't have the opportunity to simply go from 5,000 steps to 10,000 steps to 20,000 steps to 30,000 steps, right? That can be hours and hours per day. However, you can burn more calories in the same amount of time by adding intensity to your cardio. How do you do that? Well, with the treadmill, you simply add speed or add incline, okay? And if you're really adventurous, you can add weight like a rucksack. That will add a lot of calories. Now, I did do a video on how many calories you burn through different cardio modalities. I'll put a link to that here. So if you're curious just how many calories you burn from walking with a rucksack. But the idea for me was, if I can get it done in the morning and I can get it done before anybody is bothering me, I have got a head start on my day. And guess what happens when you get a head start on your day? You want to make the rest of the day just as good. So it helps me with diet adherence. It helps me feel good. My energy is higher throughout the day. And if I need to, and I hit a sticking point, guess what I can do? I can add another cardio session either after my workout while I'm already at the gym, or I can just come home and do another one. Now, not everybody has the opportunity to have a treadmill at home, I understand. But if you live in an apartment complex, if you have a gym that you go to, you're gonna have the opportunity to do some cardio. So look at ways that you can fit more movement into your schedule. This way, we don't have to think of cardio as a bad word. For me, cardio is something that enlightens my mood, makes me feel more adherent, makes me feel more body positive, and it's a good mental health time for me. I like to put something on the television, maybe a documentary, maybe a TV show, maybe it's the Jersey Shore. I don't know. Whatever I'm in the mood for that just gets me through some cardio and allows me to enjoy my time, I've got my guilty pleasures. Now, finally, what is the one missing ingredient for most of us to make a change in our lives? It is setting a timeline. If you tell me that you're going to lose some weight, I don't believe you. If you tell me that you're going to do a bodybuilding competition or you have a deadline, I am more inclined to believe it's going to happen. And so for you guys, I want to provide something. If you're watching this video and it's not yet July 15th, you have the opportunity to sign up for our Transformation Challenge, where we are providing nutrition plans, including vegan options, training plans, including at-home options. It's open to everybody worldwide. We provide a support group. We do weekly live videos. We answer your questions. All the coaches for Pro Physique, there are more than 30 of us at this point, are here to help you with your goals. 90 days to reach the physique that you're after, or take a step in that direction. Now, if you don't really know where to start with nutrition, I want you to watch this video right here. It's going to give you a good head start. And I want you guys to ask me your questions either on Instagram direct message, hit subscribe to this video, and follow along, as I'm going to be doing these videos daily to help you reach your goals.